Hello and welcome to Dad Got This. We're answering the tough questions like, how do you make the Korean barbecue pork belly that I made at Wild Fork? And why do pigs make terrible teammates? The second one's easy. They're always hogging the ball. If you follow the channel, you might know that I have been out and about cooking for Wild Fork live at their locations. We've been grilling up samples for everybody and everybody has been loving it. One of the standout dishes was grilled pork belly with Korean barbecue sauce. And everybody wanted to know how to make it. So I thought I'd show you how to do it. It's really easy. I want to thank Wild Fork for having me out to their locations and for giving me everything to make this video. First thing you need, some pork belly. This is Berkshire pork belly strips. They come pre-packaged like this from Wild Fork. Very convenient and easy. As far as recipe goes, this is probably about as easy as it gets. Grab your pork belly and get it out of the package. You're gonna wanna set yourself up a grill with 2-zone cooking. This is 100% needed for this recipe because pork belly is very fatty and you are going to get flare-ups. At my last Wild Fork event, I had a giant grease fire that I had to take care of because of how much fat was on this. Now, you probably won't have that big problem that I did because you won't have an entire 6-burner grill filled with pork belly and pork belly fat to deal with. You'll probably just have a couple of strips, which is way more manageable. I've got my Kamado Joe charcoal grill set up for 2-zone cooking, got my charcoal bank to the one side, and another side completely open. So if these things flare up, we can move them over. Let's move over to the grill.
I've got the grill set up for 2-zone cooking. The hot side is close to me. There are no coals on the other side, so I can use that as the cold zone. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this with some oil so we can get the grates nice and greased.
You take your pork belly and go right onto the grill. For seasoning, I'm just using the Wild Fork's butcher salt and pepper. As you can see, we already have flare-ups. You're gonna wanna be quick to move when you got a flare-up. This is why the 2-zone cooking is so important. You wanna be fast. You can be pretty heavy with that salt and pepper because a lot of it's gonna come off in this grilling procedure.
When cooking pork belly like this, I like to flip them early and often. I feel the more you move them around and flip them around, the less chance you get for those flare-ups. The more you just kind of let them sit there and let that fat drip in one spot all the time, you are going to promote flare-ups. So just kind of keep messing with them, keep flipping them, keep moving them around, and you're gonna get a pretty nice cook on them, and you're not gonna have to deal with the flare-ups as much.
All right, we got a flare-up. As you can see, I'm just being super proactive on the flares. This is not a set it and forget it cook. One grilling tip I have is to use 2 sets of tongs. This is my dirty tongs. This is my clean tongs. Once the food gets a nice crust on it and it's kind of cooked all the way on the outside, I switch from these to the clean tongs. Just a little bit more food safe. Okay, there's a nice big flare up. We'll move these guys over. Let that go out.
Only takes about 20-30 seconds for the flames to subside, and you're ready to start cooking again.
That's the color we're going for, a nice golden brown color. Make sure you have an instant read thermometer. It is very important to cook food properly. Now, Berkshire pork belly is supposed to be cooked to an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit. These are almost done. We're gonna move these over to the cold side. You could use a little more color on that side. We got a little flare up. And to switch to our other tongs, everybody's pretty much got a nice crust on them. And at this point, these guys are basically done, but I like to do a final step where you stack them and grab them sideways if you can, 2 or 3 at a time, and hit that fat edge.
Total cook time on this was about 18 minutes start to finish. That is from putting it on the grill completely raw to finishing my side sear.
At this point, you can actually take them off the grill and rest them, and they are perfect to eat just like this. Slice them up, serve them with some sasawan, which is a Filipino dipping sauce, and they are fantastic. Or you can make them Korean barbecue burnt end style, like I did at the Wild Fork event, and I'll show you how to do that now. For this step, you're gonna wanna get yourself an oven-safe dish and some tin foil. We are going to braise these in the Korean barbecue sauce and just make them ultra tender and ultra amazing. This Korean barbecue sauce from Wild Fork has a bit of a kick to it. I wouldn't call it super spicy, but it has some spice to it. So if you are spice adverse, I would skip this and maybe do any other kind of barbecue sauce you like. That Memphis sauce would be great, or just eat them like this. I'm gonna only do a little. I have this little container here. If I was doing the whole thing, I would use a half a sheet pan. I'll set some of these aside. We are gonna eat these Filipino style here at the house later. You don't need to worry about resting on this part because these are just gonna start braising anyway. You're gonna wanna cut these into cubes. Something like that. I can't resist though. That is so good. Smoky, charred, porky. Take your Korean barbecue sauce and just douse it. Give it a little toss. Cover it tightly with foil. Stick it back on the grill about 30 minutes, and it is going to just braise in that sauce and be amazing. You can honestly grab these as soon as like 10 minutes if you're impatient like I am, which I'm going to do right now. And that is how I serve them at Wild Fork. Just perfectly glazed, braised in this amazing sauce. I really like that Korean barbecue sauce. It has the perfect amount of heat for me, and it's garlicky and soy and sesame and umami. It's a really good sauce. If you want a printable version of the recipe, it's gonna be on my website, Dad Got This. Link will be in the description. If you want more information about me cooking at Wild Fork and dates, that'll also be in the description, plus a link to the products that I used in this video. If you like this content, please do the likey subscribe thing. YouTube loves it when you leave a like. I love it when you leave a comment. I answer just about every comment in my comment section. If you really want to support this channel, consider becoming a member. You'll get behind the scenes access. Sometimes you get members cuts, producer shout outs, credits, all kinds of fun stuff. But if you can't, subscribing would be enough. With all that out of the way, I guess there's only one question left to answer. What do you get when you cross a pig and Superman? The Man of Squeal. Yeah, pretty bad. Dad may tell horrible dad jokes, cook amazing pork belly thanks to Wild Fork. But one thing Dad will never do is an outro. So that's it. Bye.
This is the part where I thank all of my members. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for your support, and rock on. I don't know why I said rock on, but rock on.